For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone talking some Wildcat football here with junior quarterback Parker McKenzie and head coach Ken Collums. Huge win against the defending conference co-champion Southeastern Louisiana Lions on Saturday, 21-17. Parker McKenzie came in relief of Dallas Seeley. Parker, take us through that fourth quarter. They've got you 17-7. Things weren't looking great for a team that had lost a few in a row. What was going on in the huddle on the sidelines as you guys were mounting that rally?
We were just trying to stay strong, trying to keep our heads in the game, and, well, we ended up scoring a couple more points and, ended up winning.
Take us through that last play. It's first of all, I thought Jamie Walker got in. I thought he landed on the guy, then stretched it over the goal line. They ruled him down to the one. Now you've got three cracks at it. You don't get in. It's fourth and goal from a yard and a half out. What was the discussion about the play call, and take us through the play that you ultimately went with?
Well, if you look on film, Jamie actually was not down, so he actually scored on that one play. But I actually have no idea what the discussion was. Coach Young called the play, and ended up the ball was in my hands. I threw it to Jamie, and on senior night he scored the game winner, so it's awesome.
You don't get to script senior days and senior nights the way you want them to every time, but to have three seniors get in the end zone, that was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty much pure luck that we had all three of our seniors score, so it was a good thing that they did, so it's awesome.
Parker, take us through the mentality of a guy who, like you, started a whole bunch of big games for ACU. Last year you led the Wildcats to a 6-6 record, a 4-4 record in the conference. The coaches ultimately went with Dallas the last couple of games. Take us through what that's like for a guy like you who's started so many games to try to stay positive and stay ready.
Well, I mean, the team still needs you, so you got to lead them as best you can. Dallas is a great player. He's also a great friend of mine, so you just got to help him out as much as you can because he's still a young guy too. And just to be there for him is a good feeling.
All right, Coach, let's talk about this. You and I have said many times, you told me this after the game. You've told it to me a couple of times since then. You don't come in relief and do what Parker did, lead a 10-point comeback in the fourth quarter, if certain things aren't happening during the week to lead up to it, right?
That's right. Every now and then that may happen by luck, but what you saw Parker McKenzie do in the game, it was not luck. We've seen that for a lot of games around here, but that in and of itself doesn't just happen. But what we saw as a coaching staff and as a team, when Parker was not the number one guy, nothing changed as far as his approach. He is a fierce competitor. He showed up to every single meeting, honed in, focused, taking notes, interacting.
As if he were the starter.
That's right. I mean, you didn't know any difference. When he was in practice, he was honed in. He worked just as hard, if not harder. During the games, when Dallas would be out there and come to the sideline, immediately Parker's over there communicating with him. Hey, what did you see here? Along with the coaches. So what we saw was a guy that's totally engaged, and that tells you that he is a team player, and you pull for guys like that. So what happened in the game on Saturday was beautiful for us, and it just goes to show everybody on our team, and Parker and everybody that is involved in ACU athletics is, you know what? It doesn't matter what position you're in. You keep your foot on the gas. You stay honed in because he is simply a small part of the big picture, and he knows that, and he's accepted that whether you're the starter, whether you're the backup, and that's the reason that game played out like it did.
Isn't it interesting? You get the current season's conference champ, McNeese State, down to the wire at home. You lose by 2. You get the defending conference co-champion Lions from Southeastern at home, play them down to the wire, you win by 4. In a way, it was almost the same game with a slightly different outcome, wasn't it?
That's right. And, the last 2 games we've played at Shotwell against McNeese and Southeastern, both of them could have gone either way. And I still think we really should have won the McNeese game. It was there, and we could not make enough plays at the end in order to win the game. But that's how it's supposed to be in the Southland Conference. You bring somebody to your home, and you rough them up, and it's a 4-quarter game, and you've got to make plays down the stretch. But one thing we did not do, or we did not allow in this Southeastern game, was big plays at the end, and we were able to run the ball effectively at the end of the game. And that you do those 2 things, and you're going to put yourself in a spot to where you can win.
Now you go outside the conference to finish your season to the Big Sky Conference's University of Northern Colorado Bears up in Greeley, Colorado, where it's a little nippy. I just checked the forecast. It's going to be brisk up there. This is a pretty good outfit now. They're 5-5, and Coach, they had a couple of games ago. They beat a top 10 FCS team in the nation, Portland State.
That's right. Their season has gone very similar to us. They're 5-5. But, you can't necessarily measure a team by their record. Everybody does, but you really can't as far as the quality and the matchup. And when you're watching them on tape, it doesn't matter how many games they've won or lost. These guys are pretty good. And at times they play very well, which is very similar to us. They've had some really good wins. They've had some disappointing losses where they hadn't played well, just like us. And then they've come down to the wire with quality teams and have not gotten it done. So it should be a good matchup, similar type teams. And it's going to be cold. This just in, it gets cold in Colorado. So we'll be up there, and whether there's snow on the ground or whether it's a blizzard, we're gonna get after it for 4 quarters.
Should be a really entertaining game. It's a Saturday noon local time up in Greeley, Colorado kickoff. That means 1 o'clock Central Time. Lance Fleming and I will have the broadcast beginning at 12:30 on the ACU Sports Network. For quarterback Parker McKenzie and for the head coach Ken Collums, I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.